is an interaction among people at work gives rise to network of social relationship among employees called as the informal organization. An informal organization automatically builds within it because of the interaction between the employees of the organization. Formal organization, all the orders and instructions come from top to bottom, whereas in an informal organization, there is no order at all. Hello everyone, I am Purnima, faculty in the Department of Commerce, Vidhyaashram Pre-University College, Temple of Excellence. In continuation of my sessions on this chapter Organizing, so in this session, I will be discussing on the next type of organization, that is informal organization. Let us look into what is an informal organization. So in an informal organization, if you can see this picture here, so all of them are sitting together, gossiping, talking happily, and there is no work pressure and everything seems to be engaged in a lively conversation. So this is a picture of an informal organization. So there exists within every organization an informal organization. So if formal organization is created by the top management, an informal organization will be there within every organization and it forms on its own. If there are 2 or more employees working in an organization, they may be coming from the same area, or they may be coming from the same school, or they may be knowing each other before they would have joined the organization. So there may be some kind of a social interaction between the employees. So this kind of a social interaction among the employees of a particular business organization is called as a informal organization. So let us look into the meaning of the word informal organization. So it is an interaction among people at work gives rise to network of social relationship among employees called as the informal organization. So whenever a new person joins an organization, so he will be making friends with his colleagues, and as such this informal organization is a result of the interaction between the employees of the organization. There is a network of social relationships among employees called as the informal organization. Then it emerges from within the formal organization when people interact beyond their officially defined roles. So there is the boss and there is the subordinate, and when there is the boss and the subordinate, there is also a social interaction between them. So other than the officially assigned roles, they may have other interests also. Because of their common interest, they come together and interact with each other, and as a result of which we can have an informal organization within the formal organization. So when people have different contacts, they cannot be forced into a rigid formal structure. So the formal structure is very, very rigid, which is created by the organization to run the organization. But in an informal organization, it comes in automatically because of the social interaction among the employees of the organization. As such, there is no effort on anybody, so it automatically happens within any organization. Then next, an informal organization, it is based on their interaction and friendship. They tend to form groups which show conformity in terms of interest. Now, you can see here there are so many people sitting together and gossiping, or they are having a nice time here. So, this is the result of the interaction and friendship. So, within the organization, they form friends, and the persons with common interests, they come together and they spend time together. They have social interaction, and all this we can see in an informal organization. So there is interaction and there is friendship here. The informal organization has no written rules, is fluid in form and scope, and does not have fixed lines of communication. So in a formal organization, we can see that there is a fixed line of communication, there is a chain of command, and there are fixed rules, responsibilities, duties, everything has been pre-planned in a formal organization. But in an informal organization, we can see that there are no fixed rules as such, and there are no fixed lines of communication, and anybody can interact with anybody. So there are no written rules at all here, and it is in fluid form, and there is scope and does not have any fixed lines of communication. There are no absolute lines of communication. You just meet with each other, interact and exchange your ideas and information, and there is no effort on the management or anybody from the organization. It happens automatically. Now, next, we'll just see what are the features of an informal organization. So, in an informal organization, people can sit however they want and they can talk with each other. So, let us look into the features of an informal organization. So, it originates from within the formal organization as a result of personal interaction among the employees. So, when a formal organization is created by the top management, so an informal organization automatically builds within it because of the interaction between the employees of the organization. Then the standards of behavior evolve from group norms rather than officially laid down rules and regulations. Now, in a formal organization, we have a set of rules and regulations to be followed. So, what is the dress code he has to wear to the organization, what time he has to come, what time he has to leave, what is the leave policy. So, everything will be laid down by the top management, which has to be followed by all the employees of the organization. But in an informal organization, there are no standards of behavior as such. So, they come from group norms. So, if you belong to a certain group of the organization, so such group will be working and they will have their own norms of behavior, how they have to behave. So, all this will be there, and there is no officially laid down rules and regulations. So, whatever the rules and regulations the group will have, that same has to be followed by all the group members of that informal group. The next feature is independent channels of communication without specified direction or flow of information are developed by the group members. So, you can see that they are talking here, and with the help of the various social media and various gadgets, we can interact with anybody. Anybody can interact with anybody, and anybody can tell anything about anybody. So, there are no independent channels of communication, and there is no specific direction also. So, if you can see in a formal organization, all the orders and instructions come from top to bottom, whereas in an informal organization, there is no order at all. So, anybody can talk with anybody, and there are no fixed lines of communication, and the direction of flow is developed by the group members. So, whoever are the group members, they will be directing the flow of communication when it emerges spontaneously and is not deliberately created by the management. So, the management has no role at all in creation of an informal organization. It comes from within the formal organization. The next feature of an informal organization is it has no definite structure or form because it is a complex network of social relationship among members. So, members of the informal organization, they can meet outside the organization, they can spend time together, they can interact, and they can have a social interaction other than the official relationship in the organization. So, there is no definite structure or form, and it is a social relationship among the employees of the organization. So, these are the different features of an informal organization. Now, let us look into what are the advantages of having an informal organization. So, in an informal organization, what are the benefits? Now, there are the prescribed lines of communication are not followed, so it leads to faster spread of information as well as quick feedback. So in an informal organization, there are no fixed lines of communication. So anybody can communicate with anybody, and as such, what happens is it leads to faster spread of information. So whatever information you have to give, you can give it very fast through this informal network in the organization. And also, if you have to collect feedback from the employees, it can be collected in a very quick manner through the informal organization. Then the next advantage is it helps to fulfill the social needs of members and allows them to find like-minded people. So as you all know, man is a social animal. He cannot live in isolation. He has his own social needs. He needs his own set of people with whom he can just interact with and share his ideas, and he can share his feelings, everything. So this sort of an informal organization will cater to his social needs in the organization. So this enhances the job satisfaction and gives them a sense of belongingness in the organization. So in an informal organization, the persons who are working there will have an informal group which will cater to the social needs and which will also give them a sense of belongingness towards the organization. So as a result of which, it takes care of the social needs of the employees, and then it also gives rise to job satisfaction. So it is an essential feature of any formal organization. Then next advantage is it contributes towards fulfillment of organizational objectives by the formal organization. So for example, employees' reactions towards plans and policies can be tested through the informal network. So in a formal organization, you just lay down the plans, policies, etc. But how the people are taking it, how the employees are reacting towards the plans, that we cannot know. So what is the people's reaction, what is the employees' reaction towards these plans and policies, we can know with the help of this informal organization. So if the manager is a very good in collecting the feedback from people, so he can always do it in through informal means, and as a result, we can see that we can change the plans and policies as per the employees' feedback. Now coming to the disadvantages of an informal organization. So what are the disadvantages? So in an informal organization, it spreads rumors which becomes a destructive force and goes against the interest of the organization. Now what is the most destructive force? It is the rumors. So whenever rumors are there, so in an informal organization, there are no fixed rules of communication and there is room for gossip. So anybody can talk anything about anybody. So what happens is there is scope for spreading rumors about the persons, or they may spread rumors about the top management or their other employees or co-workers or whatever it is. So this type of informal organization, it helps in spreading rumors, so which becomes a destructive force. So whenever there are dangerous rumors about the organization as such, it may go against the interest of the formal organization. Then the next disadvantage is informal organization cannot be eliminated. See, here in an informal organization, it cannot be eliminated. So whenever two or more persons work together in an organization, there is bound to be social interaction, and as such, we cannot disallow the social interaction among the employees of the organization. So we cannot eliminate any informal organization. So it would be in the best interest that if the existence of such a group is recognized and the roles that the members play are identified. So at best, what the management can do in case of informal organization, it can just recognize them and just tell them what are the roles to be played. So how they should behave, just that it can do. Other than that, it cannot totally eliminate the existence of an informal organization. Then the knowledge of such groups can be used to gather their support and consequently lead to improved organizational performance. So in an informal organization, so there will be groups of people who will be having some specific knowledge. So we can make use of this knowledge, or we can collect feedback from these groups of people, and we can make use of this knowledge to see that there is improved organizational performance. So in this session, we have discussed what is the informal organization, the features, advantages and limitations. Hope you have understood what is an informal organization. With this, we are coming to the end of the session. Thank you.